This is breaking news from the Las Vegas Review-Journal, sponsored by Michael Gaughan's South Point Hotel, Casino, and Spa.
The fatal DUI case involving a former NFL star continues. Live here in the Las Vegas Review-Journal studios, I'm James Schaefer. Thank you so much for joining us. The case involving former Raiders wide receiver Henry Ruggs has seen multiple preliminary hearing delays in addition to moving to now a third judge for the second time. Las Vegas Justice Court Judge Harmony Letitia, that was previous to this case. Now, today we have a status check. It's expected to take place to see if the parties involved have reached a plea bargain. This is somewhat an unexpected step after a preliminary hearing was set to take place just this Thursday, May 4th. That preliminary hearing would determine if there's enough evidence to take the case to trial. Ruggs faces DUI charges that could lead to a heavy prison time, more than a year and a half after the November 21 crash that killed 23-year-old Tina Tintor and her dog, Max. The status check is expected to begin any moment. We have a live feed for you here, and we will be waiting to see when this just starts, and we're keeping an eye on it. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to just throw up that feed just so that you're able to see what we're seeing live in the courtroom, and we will check back in when needed with details as we have them.
Okay, Henry Ruggs, 21 CR 050378. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
All right, so this is the time and date set for a status check. I understand there may be a resolution.
There is, Your Honor.
Okay.
May I proceed?
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Ruggs will unconditionally waive his right to a preliminary hearing. In district court, Mr. Ruggs will plead guilty to one count of DUI resulting in death and one count of misdemeanor vehicular manslaughter. Both pleas will take place in the district court. On the felony count, the parties stipulate to a sentence of 3 to 10 years in the Nevada Department of Corrections. On the misdemeanor, the parties stipulate to a sentence of 6 months concurrent to the felony, which results in a total sentence of 3 to 10 years. The state and the defense will further stipulate that the felony sentence controls and that Mr. Ruggs will not serve CCDC jail time, nor will a warrant or detainer be lodged, as that would impact his classification. The parties further stipulate the district court will retain jurisdiction to modify and suspend the misdemeanor sentence in the event that a detainer or warrant is improperly lodged. The state will dismiss all remaining counts and bring no additional charges against Mr. Ruggs arising from the investigation of this case. Finally, Your Honor, this resolution is conditioned upon the court accepting the stipulations of the parties. In the event that the court does not accept the stipulations, then Mr. Ruggs will be permitted to withdraw his guilty plea, proceed to trial, and litigate all issues of any merit that you would normally do in district court. May I approach? I can give you a copy if it helps you.
Sure, thank you. Mr. Brown, is that all correct?
That is correct, Your Honor. I would just ask that if perhaps the state could get a copy of that document as well so that the GPA is tracked correctly.
Seek and you shall find.
Okay.
I have the record reflect counsel gave me a copy.
All right, Mr. Ruggs, is that your understanding of the negotiations?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand, sir, that this is an unconditional waiver of your right to have a preliminary hearing, which means it's a permanent waiver of your right to have a preliminary hearing.
Yes, ma'am.
What that means for you, sir, is once you get up to district court, if you decided not to go through with these negotiations, you would be going directly to trial on the original charges, but you would not be coming back to this court to have a preliminary hearing. Do you understand? Knowing all of this, do you wish to unconditionally waive your right to have a preliminary hearing? It appears to me from the criminal complaint on file, the crime of count 1, driving under the influence resulting in death and or substantial bodily harm. Count 2, driving under the influence resulting in substantial bodily harm. Counts 3, reckless driving. And count 4 is the misdemeanor. Are we going to dismiss that misdemeanor today? That's the possession of firearm while under the influence.
I'd ask that be conditionally dismissed.
Okay, so that one will be conditionally dismissed today. And sir, you're going to appear in the 8th Judicial District Court to answer to these charges on the following date and time. Let me ask you this. He's not surrendering today, is he?
No.
No. Okay, so the out of custody date.
May 10th at 9 a.m., courtroom 3E, Department 17.
Thank you.
Your Honor, just a matter of record keeping, I'd ask that the May 4th date this court would be vacated.
Yes, the May 4th preliminary hearing date is going to be vacated. Thank you all.
Okay, so we're going to pull out of the status check. That's Ruggs walking out of the courtroom. Let's be honest here. This is a big surprise. From what we just heard from Ruggs's lawyers, they're waiving the right to a preliminary hearing. This is huge. From what we just heard from his legal team, he plans to plead guilty to 1 count of DUI resulting in death and 1 count, which is a misdemeanor, this misdemeanor of vehicular manslaughter. Again, this is huge. This is a case that dates back to 2021 on November 2nd when Henry Ruggs III, the former Raiders wide receiver, was driving his vehicle and crashed into the back of Tina Tintor's car, killing both her and her dog, Max. If you're just now joining us, let's repeat this back. We have some breaking news as Henry Ruggs is unconditionally waiving his right to a preliminary hearing. He plans to, according to his legal team, planning to plead guilty to 1 count of DUI resulting in death and then another, which is a 1 misdemeanor of vehicular manslaughter. Both will be going to district court. We're not able to pick up the dates for when those will be going to district court. I am sure that will be on our website with Caitlin Newberg, who is our court reporter, who is on scene in the courtroom. We'll be having that for you. And again, this is big. This is not what we were expecting here from everything that we were understanding from this case. Ruggs' lawyers saying that he has unconditionally waived his right to a preliminary hearing. Well, from now, we are going to stay with this case and how it continues. Again, we will be following this into district court as this continues with the guilty pleas. Our live coverage does not stop here, however. We will be following this case as it continues with these guilty pleas. And that coverage doesn't just begin here live. It also goes online in the Las Vegas Review-Journal newspaper and online with our articles from our staff. So for the time being, we want to thank you for watching with us. Be sure to follow the alerts as they come out for our live coverage on YouTube. And thank you again for joining us. I'm James Schaefer, and we will see you next time.
You've been watching breaking news from the Las Vegas Review-Journal, sponsored by Michael Gaughan's South Point Hotel, Casino, and Spa.